Friends, good morning. We are discussing about shares chapter of Indian corporate law, and we have understood already about various aspects related to shares. Okay. Today we will understand some other concepts which is remaining in this chapter on shares and share capital, and also we will have a summary of what we have discussed in the last class. So let us begin with the recap of what we have done in the last class. To have a recap, we understand that in the last class we discussed about regular allotment or allotment of shares procedure, how shares are to be allotted, and what are the provisions governing issue of shares and allotment of shares, basically allotment of shares. And then we also discussed regarding irregular allotment and effects of irregular allotment. So today's class we will understand provisions of Companies Act with regard to issue of shares. So these provisions governing Companies Act for the shares to be issued to the public are like this. One is issue of shares at par. So a company may issue shares at their face value or the price other than the face value. But when the shares are issued at a price equal to their face value, it is termed as issue of shares at par. For example, if the face value of the share is 100 or 10, then if the price of the share also it is 10 or 100, then it is called as issue of shares at par. Then issue of shares at premium. Now my dear friends, majority of the shares which are in stock market are issued at premium. So when the issue of shares of the issue price of the shares are more than the face value, it is known as shares issued at a premium. For example, it is 100 face value and it is issued at 120 or 125. Then the 20 rupees which is extra or over and above the face value is called as premium. Okay, so there are certain issues and procedures related to issue of shares at premium. So in following purposes they can go for issue of shares at premium, that issue of premium, especially premium they can use. So issue fully paid up bonus shares to the members, so we can amount collected on premium can be utilized for this bonus shares, or to write up the preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses are the expenses which are incurred during the promotion stage of the company, or to write the expenses on the issue of shares and the debentures, okay, and the commission paid or discount allowed on the issue of shares or debentures, to provide premium payable on the redemption of preference shares or debentures, to purchase its own shares or the other securities of the company, or it is also called as its own shares buying. Then issue of shares at discount. So when the price of the shares are less than its face value, for example, share face value of the share is 100 and it is issued for 75 or 90 rupees. Then issues are made called as, such issue is called as issue of shares are on discount. No company can issue shares at discount to the public today. However, as per the provisions of Companies Act of 13, a company can issue to its employees at a discount, I said, which are also called as fit equity shares. So I also discussed about this when today if you find majority or all the companies issue shares at uh, premium or at face value but not at discount. Now another concept with related to this issue of shares is right issue. Okay, so as per section 62 subsection 1 of the Companies Act of 2019, a company can issue fresh shares if it wants to raise additional funds. Okay, may be needed towards its operation out of its unissued shares. Now, but these shares are to be first issued to the current equity shareholders in proportion to their existing shareholding, and these shareholders are given right to renounce or giving away the shares by original allottee to another person. Okay, so such shares, if they are not willing to buy on the same, however, company must fulfill the conditions, following condition before it proceeds to the issue of rights share. So rights issue must fall within the authorized capital of the company. So what is rights issue? Rights issues are the additional issue of shares which are issued by the company first to the existing shareholders. Okay, so for that they should be fall under the authorized capital of the company. A board resolution must be passed. An advertisement must be given in the leading newspaper regarding issue of the right shares. These shares are first offered to the existing equity shareholders, I told you, and the offer to the existing shareholders must be open for at least 15 days or maximum of 30 days. So it is a additional shares issued by the company, but as per rules, these additional shares must first be issued to the existing shareholders of the company, and then it can be issued to the public when they don't take up. Okay, then the concept, next concept we are moving towards is bonus issue. Now what is bonus issue? So bonus issues are additional shares given to the current equity shareholders without additional cost based upon the number of shares held by them. These these are the company's accumulated earnings which are not given in the form of dividends. Okay, but converted into free shares. Usually what happens is when you buy shares, you are given dividend by every company on their profits. So profits they earn, and on their profit they give dividend. But sometimes company have very huge amount of profits in the form of accumulated shares, accumulated profits, or it is also called as reserves. So such reserve can be utilized by the company for issue of shares to the existing shareholders, so that it is a free bonus for them. No money are to be paid on this. It is the extra shares given. So free reserves of the company. So what on what they can issue these bonus shares? So they can issue bonus shares on the free reserves of the company, and not given out of the original capital profit made out of the revaluation of assets. So it has to be on the profits earned by the company, not on the basis of revaluation of assets. Next, the amount in the share premium. So they can use this amount from the share premium also. The amount in capital redemption reserve account also. So capital redemption reserve. So that can be used. Now, what are the conditions in which bonus issue can be done? So, one is articles of association must permit it. Second is the company must comply with the guidelines of SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, for bonus issue. And these are the sufficient, there must be sufficient accumulated reserves to distribute bonus shares or give bonus shares. There must be board resolution, okay, recommending the bonus issue, and the bonus issue must be approved by the shareholders by passing a resolution at their meeting, and bonus shares should be issued only to the current shareholders in proportion to their existing shareholding. So these are the concepts which I thought we can discuss in today's video. So in today's video we can understand that concept of issue of shares at different paces are discussed, like issue of shares at discount, issue of shares at premium, issue of shares at par, and what are the provisions related to all these issues. And also we understood the bonus issues concept, okay, bonus shares concept. So I hope you will understand these concepts, and then we will discuss these concepts when we come online to the class. Thank you.